My name is Ricco Phinisee. I am the head coach and personal trainer for the Boston Celtics esports team, Celtics Gaming. And today we're going to discuss team spirit, work ethic, and health and fitness in esports. First, I want to kind of start off on this team spirit thing. Um, Anything that you do, especially when it comes to a team format, team spirit is literally everything. You can have all the talent on your team, you can have the great personnel, you can have the great players, but if all of them are not buying in to one system and believe in one another, you can't achieve the goals that you set before yourself or before the team. Um, I really learned that here, being in the esports world. I used to be a football player, had a dream to be in the NFL. I've been a part of the NBA 2K community for about 10 years. I witnessed a lot of great teams. I witnessed a lot of great players develop and become pros and become GMs and coaches. And a lot of that had to do with team spirit. The things that they installed in their teams and how they install their own gameplay within their own pro and amateur teams, showcase their talent and help them grow and become the great players and GMs and teams, and great GMs and coaches that they are now. So team spirit is everything. I believe that you can have the best player or you have a few best players on your team, but if the role players and if the team is not believing in one another, you can't achieve greatness. Um, Work ethic. Oh man, one thing about work ethic, I'm really a big believer and firm on work ethic. Um, it was installed in me at a very young age, at the age of 4 or 5 years old. My mother and my father uh, made sure that I was going to be the hardest working person or one of the hardest working persons in the room, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the football field, whether it's in the weight room, that I'm going to be one of the hardest working persons in that room. And it really comes from this upbringing. They were installed in their lives too as well by their mother and father. So it just um, work ethic is the key to success. It goes right along with team spirit. Um, One thing I learned from my dad is that um, once you get a chance and a great opportunity to do something great, and you have all the tools, and you have all the knowledge, if that work ethic is not behind it and give you that support, you're gonna fail 9 times out of 10, most likely 10 times out of 10 now, because everybody, especially in esports, are very smart and very talented. So work ethic is like the key to success. One thing, as me as a coach, I cannot stand a player or scouting a player that has the tools to be great but is just completely lazy. That drives me nuts. You know what I mean? So even if you are looking to be a GM or getting into being in social media, all the type of stuff to be great and to work with a great organization or franchise, you need to have great work ethic and be willing to sacrifice your time and your personal activities to make sure that you're steering your team in the right way, or steering the players in the right way. Um, so that's really the overview of that. I'm going to see if I can show something. I just decided to show. I wanted to show something to that I'm going to show the players that we just drafted when they get in market. Some of the stuff that I expect from them all. So hopefully I can show that. Let's see. Let's see if I can show that. That's the workouts. Never mind. I also make workout plans for our players too. I actually pulled that up. Let me see. Um, let's see. Hmm, pull that up. Oh, here we go. All right. this is what I'm going to be showing our players once they get to market. Um, so we have the CG mindset, Celtics gaming mindset. So we have the system. No one's role is ever bigger than the team. For us to be a successful, energized team, we all have to put ourselves, our egos, our personal accomplishments for this to work. Another thing too for the system, our mental toughness and the way we handle adversity throughout the season is a key to our success. Teams that won the NBA 2K League championship in the past wasn't the most skillful team, but they handled adversity the best, and we are a mental tough team. And then we're gonna go over to trust and respect. This is big to me. You know what I mean? For me to feel very comfortable with the players and with the staff, we have to have trust and respect, and most importantly, the players have to trust and respect their own teammates across the board, or it's not going to work. So I'm big on this as well. Being on time, be on time, respect your teammates, me, and management's time. If we schedule something with you or with the team, whether it's an interview, practice, film sessions, scrimmages, anything that we time that we give you, a schedule that we give you, you have to be on time or early. You know what I mean? That comes down to being accountable, and having great time management. So that's huge. I'm gonna start to get disciplined too. So this is what I'm gonna do. So say if a player is late to practice or to content or something like that, I give them one strike. Okay, cool. I understand you just moved here to Boston. You might not be familiar with the environment that you're in. I give you a pass, right? All right. So the first strike is, all right, now you're late. I gave you a pass and you're still late. Now the punishment will be, okay, you're going to stand up for half of the quarter when we do scrimmage during our scrimmage time. If you're late again, you're going to stand up for the whole practice time. Now, if you're late 3 times, the whole team is going to stand up because of your, of you not being on time and you not being accountable and not great with team management. So I feel like when you discipline a player, you have to eventually add in the team as well. So their whole teammates, the whole team can be hold accountable. You know what I mean? So if one player is late, everybody's late. And that kind of brings the team together, because now they're looking at this player and say, "Hey, man, you making us all pay because of your lack of discipline." So I like doing that. So second thing, what we discuss in the facility or scrimmages stays within the team. We as a team need trust from everyone for us to accomplish our goals. So that's kind of big in the esports world, especially the NBA 2K League. How when teams scrimmage one another, they kind of like gossip about the results, or if a team's looking really good or a team is looking really bad, they kind of discuss what the results are, or kind of discuss on what the game plan are, kind of to show off in front of their team, in front of their friends. So I'm big on like keeping everything in house in the locker room. Nothing that happens that we talk about for game plan or the meta or results of scrimmages stays in house. So that's big with me. Treat all teammates with respect. Your attitude and energy and choice of words affects the team. That is huge. You know what I mean? So say if a player is coming into practice, had a bad day or had a bad night, and he comes into practice and he has a really bad attitude, really bad aura. The team can feel that, and especially if the player is being negative, saying negative words, it can really hurt the team and make them not focus on what's the task are in hand. So it's plenty of times where me as a coach, I have a rough day, but I can't come into practice or into a meeting with an attitude or talking aggressively to any of my colleagues. That's kind of like putting everybody down. So I'm really, really big on energy and the choice of words that are being said by players and by myself. And then we're going to go to daily commitments. Just breaking it down by daily commitments, making small goals leading up to our big goals, which is, of course, is winning a championship. First to get to the playoffs, winning as much tournaments as we can. But first, before we do all of that, we have to lock in and have daily commitments. So these are the daily commitments. Focus on doing the right things in your role with consistency. So, like I said before, nobody's role is bigger than the team. Everybody's role is very, very important. So, once we figure out what your role is, what the things you need to work on, and what the things that you're already great at, um, we expect you to be them. We expect you to do them consistently at the highest performance that you can. The results will always take care of itself. That's the part I kind of left out. So as long as you're being consistent in your role and you're giving 1,000% effort in whatever role that the coach or the team is asking you to do, the results will always take care of itself, right? So as long as you know what your role is, the tasks that you have to do, and you do them consistently with 1,000% effort, 1,000% effort. That is big, right? You always want to put 1,000% effort in anything that you do, or just don't do it at all. That's what I believe. So put 1,000% effort, and the results will take care of itself. Um, Being disciplined when no one is looking, that's huge. When I mean by being disciplined when no one is looking, I don't mean by just being disciplined for as your gameplay, um, or when it comes to practice, or when it comes to film, or when it comes to just watching other teams. I mean by doing the right things when no one is looking off, from the gameplay. Because a lot of you got to understand that the things that especially when you're a player, the things that you do outside the facility can hurt the team. So for example, if we have a game, the following day, you shouldn't be out, downtown in the city hanging out and going crazy, especially during COVID too, as well. Stuff like that, like being around in crowds and stuff like that, and you're putting yourself in a high risk of catching COVID, and then coming back to the facility and probably spreading around to your whole team. That's being disciplined. If you have an interview with the station, or with the NBA 2K League, or with anything with us doing content pieces, and you decide to stay up all night, or you don't set your alarm, or you don't realize that you do have it that day, that's not being disciplined. Now we have to reschedule things because of your lack of discipline, and you're not being aware of things. So that's what I mean by that. Hold yourself and your teammates accountable on doing the right things on and off the sticks, right? So that goes back to being on time to practice. If you see somebody not giving 1,000% effort when they know they are capable of doing it, your teammates, not just me, the coach, your teammates, you as a player should step up to the plate and talk to them one-on-one outside of practice, and kind of like give them a pep talk. Hold them accountable. Let them know that we see you as lacking right now, or we see you where you can be great at this, but you kind of like not choosing to take us to the next level. So that's that. So that's big. I messed up on this right here. I'm pretty sure I didn't finish this right here. Never become complacent. Always never become complacent. Always uplift one another. So that's kind of big too in the esports world. Um, when players and a team is on a win streak, or when they beat a big team, or they win a big tournament, or they make playoffs, they say, "Hey, we're a great team. We did all this great stuff. Why do I have to give 1,000% effort, or why do I have to, come to practice, and all that type of stuff?" So never get too high, never get too low. And when things are not going right, always uplift your teammate. At the end of the day, we are all human beings. We have feelings, and that stuff does hurt when your teammate is really being kind of negative, or putting you down in a sense. So always uplift your team no matter what. I'm big on that. So at the end of the day, even though players and teams are professionals, we do have feelings. Words and action do hurt. So uplifting is huge. Once again, I'm really, really big on energy. So yeah. And at the bottom, I'll put we're all we have, which is very, very true. Once we lock in, we just drafted our players. We have amazing, amazing talent this season all around the board. Um, Once all the players come in and lock in, we're all we have. All six of us, not including me, the six players and me and the staff, we're all we have. We got to trust one another. We got to believe. We got to uplift one another through this long 6 months together, so we can reach our goals day by day, week by week, scrimmage by scrimmage, game by game. So we're all we have at the end of the day. You can't trust anybody else outside our group, outside of Celtics gaming. You can't trust any other team, any other player. It's all 7 of us locking in, and plus the management having our back and supporting us. So this is all we have. So that's kind of like the program that I've created. I have a lot of mentors around the way. I have a great coach, Coach Bennett, who's a great, extremely successful high school coach in St. Louis, who also coached Jason Tatum, who's with the Celtics right now. He coached him in high school. He was a high school player. So that's really big to me. I'm a big Nick Saban fan. He's a very successful college football coach at University of Alabama, and he's always big on process. Really get to know the players, making them feel comfortable, pushing them at the next level, to where there's not just about the game of football. It's not just about the game of 2K. It's making sure that all these players are successful outside of the game, and also helping them become better people, not just better players but better people, so they can continue to train and probably rub off on other people so they can become better at what they do. So that's what the philosophies and program that I'm building here with Celtics Gaming, and I'm going to continue to enhance players on 2K and also off of 2K. Just having this CG mindset. This mindset is everything. You bring this type of mindset to 2K, you can become successful. But it really starts with discipline, buying in the system, trust and respecting one another, including staff, um, and the daily commitments. So that's really it. I'm really big on this new system that I've created. Discipline. I really believe that the players that we drafted this year, 1 through 6, are going to buy into this because they're already great people. They're already great people, and they're going to buy in. They're amazing, talented when it comes to 2K, and very knowledgeable. So I don't think I'll have any problems when it comes to discipline, trust, and respect, and this new system that has been created. So thank you very much. This is my first time ever doing something like this. I can tell you this, I actually love doing this. I can see myself doing this hopefully, towards the end of the season. But right now, I'm super excited for training camp, for the beginning of the season, and hopefully we can get it going early, in our fourth season in the NBA 2K League. Um, I've also been doing a lot of mentorship sessions as well, which is new to me, and I really love to meet all the new people who are enthusiastic about esports, about NBA 2K League, about other, Call of Duty, FIFA. Let's talk about games in general. I love doing that. I've been doing that for since I was, 8, 9 years old, playing video games, hosting tournaments inside of my college dorm room, NBA 2K and Madden tournaments. Is being a part of the NBA 2K community for about 11 years now. I've always been a big game head. I've always been, big on health and fitness. So I used to be a football player, but I still train like I'm still, going for the league. So yeah, it's just a little bit about health and fitness as well. Let me see. Let me show something else. Let's see here. Let me show. Um, let's show this. Let's show some more workouts that I do. All right, share screen. All right. So this is kind of like a workout plan I created for our former superstar player that we had on our team that we traded to the Cavs, Legion. So I don't force my players to work out, but if they do come to me, I do create their own workout plans. It's very customized. I don't just cookie cut make workouts. Everything I do is customized to them, their goals, their weight and height, what they want to touch on, and get bigger or smaller. So yeah, this is it right here. This is for Fab. Um, You see this wide grip, lat pull down, all type of stuff. I break it down to so where they can understand it. I don't just give them workouts. I give them stuff that they can learn and hopefully they can do their own. And I kind of break it down by colors because a lot of these players learn things by colors. So that's why you see these colors and stuff like this. I'll put RP. RP stands for rest period. So they understand what RP is. I break it down to them. Superset. It's a you do one set and you do another activity right after that set. So I'm breaking it all down in colors and initials and stuff like that. Cardio target towards the end. Fab is really big on cardio target. He wants to get his body weight back down to 13%, 12% where he was at. So we do a lot of cardio targets towards the end of his workouts. We make sure we hit abs almost every day. Of course, I like to give them 2 days off of recovery. Recovery is literally everything. You can really not become big or lean or cut or rip if you're not recovering in the right way. You can do all the great workouts you want to, but if you're not eating and if you're not sleeping right or getting enough sleep, you'll see a long journey rather than having a quick turnover if you're recovering in the right way and you're eating properly and you're sleeping correctly. What else we got? We got warm-ups as well. I'm going to start adding in a lot of stretches. I know Fab and a lot of these NBA 2K League players do not like stretching at all. But the way how they play, they need to stretch. A lot of these players like to hunch over and play. So I really believe that stretching is big if it comes to longevity in this league. What else do I have? I also put notes too, right? Because a lot of these players don't like to use belts when they do, deadlifts or squats or anything like that. I always put notes. Hey, wear a belt, no exceptions, because they don't understand that sometimes. So wearing a belt, little stuff like that. Adding in notes so they can understand. Slow and controlled down and slow and controlled up. As more that I put these notes in, the more that these players learn about health and fitness, rather than just me giving them a big, regiment, telling them what to do. I like to add in, tips and notes so they can learn and understand why I'm telling them to do this and why I'm telling them not to do something. So they all understand and get better on and off to six in esports. So yeah, that's it really. You know what I mean? This is my first time really showing something like this and kind of breaking it down and showing what I do with each player. I have a lot of players around the league that I work with that I give this to, and they really buy in. So also give them kind of like recommendations on what to eat, what not to eat, what to stay away from. Kind of give them a grocery shopping list of stuff that they might want to buy if they want to be lean or if they're trying to gain and get muscle mass, or they're in the bulking stage in the off season. Just kind of give them recommendations, snacks, and they always ask me about certain supplements. I kind of give my feedback on that. So yeah, that's really it. I appreciate everyone checking this out. If you have any questions, I'm pretty sure they'll add in my contact information. I look forward on continue to do this. This is a great opportunity for not just gamers, but esports players, anybody who is interested in esports. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Africa Esports and what they're doing. And I'm very, very excited to be a part of this.